Recording in progress. Recording in progress.
Namaste, good morning, and welcome to the Dharma Yoga practice. As always, please practice according to your condition, and please respect your limitations. Remember, the practice is an offering, and so how you feel is to an extent affecting everybody. So practice in a way that delivers the best experience, and not going to place of pain or suffering, anxiety or distress. Think of what you're transmitting. So on that note, let's begin. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Before creation, what existed? God was always there in the midst of it all, and will still be there even beyond the end of this universe, attuned to that supreme divine consciousness now. So begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you're merging with all beings. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And then God, you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. About to unite. Om beings everywhere, be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for liberation from pain and suffering, and may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's do the mantra for purification 3 times to purify the space, the ground, and all the psychic channels within. If you don't know it, you can just imagine you're singing through the voice of the Guru and you derive all the benefits as though you're chanting it perfectly. Do it loud enough so it can be heard by all the subtle bodies within and all around, and do it with conviction. So, Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sjihi. Try doing a single breath. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sajihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sajihi. Now let's do Kapalabhati, done to aerate the lungs, to oxygenate the blood. It also stimulates the Manipura chakra, the navel chakra. So as you're doing this, imagine you're throwing a belly button against the spine, work the diaphragm, this also tones the abdomen. And then don't worry about the inhale, it's mostly the exhale that you're concentrating on. The inhale happens as a result of the pressure built up by the exhale. At the end of it, we do a breath retention. To do the breath retention, make sure that on the inhale, you're lifting your chest so that when you bring your chin down, you don't hunch your back stays straight. The tongue to the mouth behind the teeth to seal off the lock, and the tension's at the center of the forebrow. For the root lock, contract all the root muscles, pull them up towards the navel. Imagine you're lifting the whole pelvic floor up. So we'll do this, try to do about 1 exhale per second. Hands in Yana Mudra, second finger and thumb connected, other 3 fingers straight, either facing down or up, doesn't matter, on the knees. But this helps prevent dissipating the energy. So breathe out completely, sit up tall, and inhale, begin. Keep going, forceful exhales. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push all the air out of the lungs. Empty completely. Take a deep breath in. Fill the lungs, raise the chest. Don't lift the shoulders, bring the chin on the chest now. Hold the breath, all the attention to the space between the eyebrows. Mula Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha, throat lock, root lock. Keep your attention at the center of the forebrow. Everything stops, all the mind fluctuations, body movements, even the emotions. They're as though they're frozen. Slowly exhale, push out all the air, lungs gradually, not like a big explosion out of the breath. From the solar plexus, the source of inner power, inhale it up to the crown. Leave the power there, exhale back to the solar plexus. Inhale again. From the solar plexus up to the crown, bring all your power up there. Leave it there, allow it to disperse to all beings everywhere. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Good. Take a moment to just notice the effects from the technique. Have no expectations, no judgment as to how you feel, no attachment to the result. We'll do one more round when you're ready. Breathe in, begin. Keep going. Keep it even. Keep forcefully exhaling. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale completely. Breathe in again from the solar plexus up to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. From the solar plexus, inhale up to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Now fill up completely all the lungs, raise the chest. Hold the breath, chin on the chest, apply the throat in a root lock, third eye attention. Now imagine all that the energy, the power that you put up at the crown previously is now going out to all beings everywhere, so that all beings can feel as empowered and strong and confident. Exhale slowly. Again, not like a big explosion out of the breath, very gradually. Take a moment to again notice the state of the body, the mind, and emotions. No concern as to what you observe. Just be like the witness watching. You control the mind. When you control the body, when you control the comportment, next step after that, when you have control over all these, you gain mastery over the senses as well. And when you're not distracted by the senses that come in, by the inputs that come in through the sense organs, when you can withdraw from your senses, you have more of an ability to concentrate. And through the augmentation and concentration, your ability to meditate improves. Through the ability to meditate, you reflect upon the knowledge that you learn, and you learn discernment, and you learn the nature of the true self, which is boundless, stainless, immutable, infinite. let's begin the practice. Through the imitation of forms, we try to see God in all the forms. We see the divine essence in all beings. So let's come to standing. Let's revere all forms, all the divine manifestations of God. So now we're going to start off first by some exercises to warm up the body. To swing this body from one side to the other. It feels over the arms are heavy ropes. Try to see all the way around you. And then start to move faster. Feels as the arms are dead. Shake out the shoulders. Allow the head to fly in all the directions. And then start to slow it down. Bring your arms on the hips. Hands on the hips, and start to circle the head. Large circles as possible. The ears touching the shoulders, the chin to the chest, the back of the head to the top of the back. And then change the direction. Try to see the floor, no matter where the head is in its rotation. Keep the joints always in a state of weight and health by moving them every day, shaking them out. Good. And now, left foot forward, just for balance, and then right arm circles backwards, like you're winding up the throw ball. If you have any shoulder issues, just turn the body with the arm, and you can also support with your left hand across the chest. Now go the other direction. Now switch the legs around, right foot forward, and then left arm circles backwards. And go forward. And now feet about hip width apart, a little bit more maybe. Raise your arms up over the head, take hold of the opposite elbows, bend to your left. Bounce a little bit, try to get a little bit deeper with each bounce. Come up, go to the other side. Hips push out towards the left, same with the ribs. Coming back, and I go to your left again. Try not to make folds on the underside of the body. And go to the other side. Look past your left elbow. Try not to hunch forward. And then coming back up. Now little circles over the head to start. Moving mostly the head, neck, and shoulders. Gradually getting larger with the circles. Your upper chest, the chest and the upper back come into the movement as well. Starting to feel a stretch in the waist. And if you feel apt to do so, circle the whole trunk. The forearms brush against the feet, perhaps even. Make like a windmill. Tracing large circles in front of the body, coming back up, and then go in the opposite direction. Start small. Again, just mostly head, neck, and shoulders moving. And then gradually, the circles get larger. Starting to feel more of the trunk participating. And finally, if you like, a full circle. Move always according to your condition. Adjust according to your needs and your abilities. And then come all the way back up. And then from here, release. Shake up the wrists. Feel all the joints in the wrists and even in the fingers. Up and down with the wings of a hummingbird, moving the fingers so fast you can't even see them, like a blur. Good. Now bring your arms up to the side, swing the right leg back and forth. If you like, you bring the left hand to the wall. Lean forward, try to get your knee right to the shoulder. Throw the leg back. So you're trying to kick yourself in the head. Loosen the hip joint. And then the other leg. You're doing without a wall, just keep your focus on a single point. And then release. Stand with your feet together, arms by sides of the body. 6 counts, come up. Halfway up, we lift the heels, we lift the palms. Inhale, 2, 3. Lift up off the heels, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. And down, 2, 3. Inhale, feel the arms folding up by themselves. 2, 3. Come up higher. 2, 3. Open the breath a little bit. Exhale, 2, 3. And down, 2, 3. Inhale, be graceful in your movements. Rise up, no matter what happens, be unconcerned, unjudging. Exhale, 2, 3. And down, 2, 3. One more time. Inhale, rise up. Come up even higher. Exhale, 2, 3. And down, 2, 3. Bring your head down onto the chest in a gesture of humility. Stay in this mindset of humbleness throughout the practice. Do the practice simply because it must be done. Imagine it as your divine duty towards all beings. So now let's come to the front of the mat. Surya Namaskara. So imagine we're all together physically in the same space, moving like a school of fish, all together. Stay in collective mind of offering. Raise your arms up, arch back as you see fit. Fold forward, bend your knees. If you need to, bring hands flat on the ground. Right foot back, lower down the knee, drop down to the seat. Come back into the high plank. Bring the knees down, the seat all the way back behind the heels. Glide forward, brush your nose to the ground. Come forward into the cobra. Take the seats back again 2 more times. Come forward. Pull at the floor with your hands like you're trying to pull the floor towards the body. And 1 more time, coming back. Come forward again. Glide between your arms, hip comes to your hands. Uncoil like a serpent. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat up and back, allow the head to drop below the arms. Now the right foot steps forward. If that's difficult, you can lower the back knee down. If the foot doesn't make it all the way forward, use your right hand to shift it forward. Slide it forward. And then the feet come together, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right up to standing. And then back home, hands to the heart. Raise your arms up on the head. Arch the back, engage the buttocks and upper back to support your movement. Fold the body down onto your legs. Chest on the thighs, head down. Left foot back. Feet together at the plank. Lower down the knees, and again the seat behind the heels. Come forward again, gliding smoothly. Blessed are those who can imitate the forms physically, copying the teacher. Mention that in any given shape, in any given being, that is your teacher. Twice blessed are those who can imitate and copy the teacher mentally, be regal and wise like the serpent. 1 more time, come back. 3 times blessed are those who can imitate the teacher, copy the teacher spiritually, tap into all our divine qualities, and then back into Adho Mukha Savasana with the seat up and back. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Feet together. Remember, we are all divine manifestations of God. Raise the arms up over the head. Hands back to the heart. Raise the arms up. Don't worry about the breath, just move the body in a way that allows the breath to remain uniform and steady. Right foot back into the plank. Lower the knees down, the seats back. As you come forward, when the hips come to your hands, pick your hips and knees up off the ground if you can. Upward facing dog, charge the legs. Back into downward facing dog. And then the right foot steps forward to the hands. Feet together, bow to the legs. Come right up. Hands back to the heart. Again. Raise your arms up. Just move the body, the breath will follow and deliver more fluidity and power and ease to the movements. Left foot back. Into the plank. Down we go. Right through, if you can, into upward facing dog. Push into your hands, tops of your feet, lift the hips and knees away from the ground. Back back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then the left foot steps forward. Feet together, Uttanasana, bow to the legs. Every movement of reflection of divine love, devotion, and surrender to divine service. Raise your arms up. Fold the body down onto your legs. This time the right foot back. Keep the back knee charged. Back leg charged by keeping the knee lifted into plank. Here, coming either down in fully on your belly or hovering just above the ground, chaturanga, body in straight line from the heels to the top of the head, into upward facing dog. So here, stay for a moment, bend the toes under, make as though you're trying to fold the body in half. Imagine hinge at the tops of your legs. Keep rising up out of the hips so you don't create a big fold across the lower back, and telescope the neck out, shoulders. Look like a dog howling at the moon. Now push into your toes, lift your seat, downward facing dog. So now just try to look like a dog stretching its back. Try to get the belly towards the thighs, the head down. Try not to bend the arms, sink the shoulders down. Be very flexible, maybe your forehead, maybe your nose, even your chin will come down eventually. Exhibit the loyalty of the dog to its master. Now bring the right foot forward, back knee down, flatten out the toes. Inhale, come up. Exhale, circle the arms down. Allow the head to fall back. Inhale again, come up. Circle hips down again. Or circle the arms down. Allow the head to fall back. One more time. Raise your arms up. Pull the torso further up the hips. Exhale. Open yourself up to divine grace. And bring the feet together. Uttanasana. Chest on the thighs, head down. Come right up. Arch back. As you see fit, hands back to the heart. Go up and back again. Fold the body down in half. And then the left foot back. Keep the back leg again very strong and straight without dropping your knee to the ground. Into the plank, into chaturanga, or onto the belly if you like, right through into upward facing dog. Now here, transitioning from upward to downward a few times, 3 times if you can. Round your back, tuck your chin, and back into downward facing dog. Sink the heart towards the ground. Immediately come forward. Imagine trying to push your heart right through between your shoulder blades and then out through the center of the chest, upward facing dog. The other way, push into your knuckles and toes, round your back, and then again, arch your back, sink your heart towards the ground. One more if you can. Round your back, coming forward, and through into upward facing dog. Back the other way, push into your knuckles and toes, heels your palms, the finger pads, back into downward facing dog. Again, make like that dog stretching its back. Now bring the left leg up and back. Step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, flatten out the toes. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop down to the seat, circle the arms down. Again, raise your arms up. Exhale, circle the arms down. Make like the arms are the wings of a butterfly. Reach up, open up. And then bring the hands back, the feet back together. Uttanasana, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right up to standing, reach up over the head. And come back, hands to the heart. Raise your arms up, different variation this time. This time just come down, bend your knees, land your belly on your thighs, pull the hands up over the head. Then look forward, try to keep your weight on your left leg, hold your breath, bring the right foot back, dropping your fingertips to the ground, swing your arms right up into Kapyasana. Pull your arms back behind the ears if you can. And then right back into high plank. Lower down, or you can in chaturanga, or bring the seat all the way back. See if you can come right into upward facing dog, right through here. If you need to, lower your knees down in between. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now the right leg comes all the way up and back, and step the foot between the hands ever so softly. Back knee down, flatten out the toes, raise your arms up. All the movements graceful, all transitions seamless, like you're doing a divine dance devotion. And then swing your hands down without touching the ground if you can. Bring your left foot into right, Uttanasana. Chest on the thighs, head down, hands over the head. Right up, swing up into Hasta Uttanasana. Back home. Go up and back again. Reach up and back. Stretch the front of the body. Go to your limit. Bend your knees, chest on your thighs, hands over the head. Left foot back, lower down the knee. You have to go to edge your potential each and every time, so you keep redefining your edge. This is how you make progress. With progress, you stay motivated. Into high plank, lower down, or bring your seat all the way back, right into cobra or upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Left foot up, the left leg up, and step the foot between the hands. Move your shoulders over the fingertips so the foot doesn't land on the big side. Raise your arms up over the head, Kapiyasana again. Reach up and back. And then from here, sink your belly onto your front leg, right foot meets left, swing your hands over the head, Uttanasana. Come right up to standing, reach up over the head. And come back. And 2 more, like that. Arms up, swing your arms down, hands come over the shoulders, and then back with the right foot, lower the knee down, reach up and back. Come back into high plank. This time, if you like, either plank or swing your left leg all the way up. Ekapada Adho Mukha Savasana. Come forward to high plank. Keep your leg up as you bring your chest down. You have to squeeze your elbows into the sides of the body, push into your toes and the fingers. Right into upward facing dog. Modify as you need to. Adho Mukha Savasana. The right leg comes up and step the foot between the hands. Back knee down. Swing your arms up. Kapiyasana. Radiate your inner leg like a crescent moon. And right forward again. Push your belly into your thighs, swing your hands behind the back, and then join your belly to your legs. Head towards the ground. Reach right up to standing. Come back up. And 1 more. Raise your arms up, hips forward. Dive down. Bend your knees, swing your hands over your head, in front of your head even, and then left foot back, softly, right up into Kapiyasana. And bring the hands back down. These are all warm-ups, so do the best in the warm-ups. Raise the right leg up, come forward into high plank, lower down again your chest. If you need to, lower your knee down at the same time as the chest is coming down. Right through to upward facing dog, back into downward facing dog. Keep watching, be the witness, watching everything. Bury your mind deep in the heart. Left foot comes back and up and through between your hands. Bury your mind deep in the heart. Watch it move with more steadiness, grace, and ease. Arms up over the head, arch back. And then from here, swing your hands behind your back, join your feet together, Uttanasana. Push your body into your legs, the face to the shins if your legs are perfectly straight. Come right up to standing. Arch back. And then come back home, hands to the heart. Take pause here for a moment. From the heart, inhale all the love from the heart up to the crown. Hold your breath there, imagine love going out to all beings everywhere. Send it out, just like you send out all the benefits. Everything you have is meant to be shared. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in divine love towards all beings. And then release. So now let's continue some balance poses. So now, standing on your left foot first. Try ballet pose. If you need to, you can stand against the wall. If you had trouble holding your legs straight, I'll give you a modification in a moment. But if you can't, take hold the inside of the heel. Bring your arm and the leg out at the same time. Try to have your toes and fingers on the same line. If you can't straighten your leg easily, you can hold underneath the knee and we push out to the inside of the foot. More flexible, bring the foot up a little bit higher, close to the shoulder, lean to your left so that your leg and your toes and your fingers stay on the same line. Good. Flexing your foot helps balance a little bit. Now from here, hold your breath. Whoops, let that go through. Hold your breath, and then we try to let go of the foot without dropping the foot. So engage your leg muscles, let go of it slowly, not too fast, otherwise the foot will fall. And then bring the leg down with control. Keep on controlling your movement so that they're smooth and graceful. Right into eagle. So bend your left leg, try to get your thigh on your belly, and take your arms out to the side. Make like an eagle soaring through the air. Try to get the right foot up higher. At any point, you can take your fingertips to the ground if you lose your balance. Imagine you're skimming the surface of the ocean. And now press into your left foot, come back up. Try it on the other side now. You have to merge with the forms. Imagine your shapeshifter moving between the forms without effort. Now take your left heel by the inside if you can, and bring the leg up. Again, depending on flexibility, your fingers and toes might be at the height of the shoulder, maybe a little bit higher, closer to the shoulder. Flex the foot again, be magnificent and poised, become the dancer. You have all the qualities already within, you just have to turn them on. But then again, if you like, hold the breath, engage leg muscles, let go of the foot, see if it will stay there without dropping. And then slowly bring the leg down, lean to the right as your leg's coming down, so that you have a counterbalance holding you up, and then into eagle. Bend your right knee, land your belly on your thigh, but then bring your head forward. Try to get your left foot up higher. Imagine again you're an eagle soaring through the air. Point the toes, make it look pretty. Press into your right foot and come back up. So now from here, trying another one. We're going to try toppling tree, sort of like what we did before, but maybe if you can, bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, and press your palms open. Bring your left foot forward, and bend your left knee. Bring your head down, and your right leg up. Try to pull your hands over your shoulders. If there's too much, again, you can separate your hands, or you can just keep them by the sides of the body if you like. Make an arch in your back. The head's above the height of the knee. Keep moving your hands further and further. Oops. Balance again, be unconcerned, just do your best. Now from here, release the hands, bring the left hand to the ankle, the right hand close to the foot. If you have tight hamstrings, you can bend your right knee a little bit, but eventually you want to have a straight line from foot to foot. And try to get your chest on your thigh, bend your left knee if you need to. Your left hand on the foot, index finger by the on the outside of the heel. Eventually move maybe your right hand to your foot on the inside. Eventually you can get your nose right on your shin. So I'm not doing very well today. Be unconcerned, just do your best. And then come back down. So now come up, try it on the other side. Just keep trying, it's the effort that's important, not the results. Interlace your fingers if you can. Open up your palms, your right foot forward, and then dive forward. Bring your body on your right leg, your left foot up. Pull your hands over your head, arch your back. You have to fall towards your toes a little bit. And then bring the hands down to the ground, the right hand to the ankle, again the index finger along the outside of the heel. Try to pull the left leg up higher again, just as you need to. Bend your knee, and then try to get your body right against your thigh. Eventually, maybe you can walk your left hand in closer. Hold your breath, see if you can get your hand right on the foot. And then break the pose. Bring the fingertips down, bring the left foot down. From here, roll your way up. So do one more sequence, Ujjayi. Left foot forward, bring your left hand down, make sure not too close to the foot, at least about 14 to 16 inches. Raise your right leg up, open up the hip, try to get the right leg up as high as you can, and then the right arm up. Good, when you look up, you won't see your foot if you're in the right orientation. Now if you like, you can bend your left knee a little bit, bend your right foot so you can take hold of the foot while it's close to the seat, and push the foot up and away. Try to get your knee up high, look forward. If you want more of a challenge, you can see if you can dip the left hand to the heart. More flexible, take your hand to the foot. push again your foot away from your body. Break the pose, pull the heel close to your seat, bend your left knee, set the right foot back down. Come back up, try it on your side. Right foot steps forward, right hand comes down again, at least over a foot away from your right foot. Stay on your fingertips, make a tent of your hand. Bring the left leg up, the right arm up, open up to the side. Look up beyond your left hand. So no spaghetti hands here. Nice straight arms. And if you like, bend your knee, take hold of the foot, push the foot up away from your seat. Then you can straighten your legs once your foot is as far away as you can get it. And from here, keep your right hip over the heel. Hold your breath, take your right hand to your heart, or pull the foot in towards your seat. Take the right foot up to the foot as well. Arch the back. Pull the foot up and away from your body again. And from here, release. Bring the heel close to your seat, bend the right knee, and set the left foot back down. Come back up. So now let's come to the middle of the mat. We're going to bring your fingertips together, same line as your elbows. Jump or walk your feet apart. And then turn to your left. If you can't see the screen, just turn around 180 degrees. Strong stance here. Be the warrior. Come into the warrior consciousness. Steady, courageous, determined. Come forward a little bit as well. Sense of purpose. Bring the right arm over the head. Virabhadrasana 1. Bring the head back. If you can't get your hip to turn very easily, you can lift the back heel. If it's too much, you can bring the right knee on the ground. Again, modify according to your abilities. Every pose and offering, wherever you're at, is perfect, especially if you're coming with that intention. Now lower the knee down, flatten up the toes, uncurl the toes and rock your shoulders back and forth. Try to get a little bit deeper into Kapyasana now. Make sure your arms aren't bent. Think of a crescent shaped moon. You don't see crescent moons with like any bends or kinks in the line, in the curve. Imagine your toes and fingertips coming one in the same line, right on top of one on the other. Now if you like, you can do variations. You can turn to the right. Try to pick your right foot up. Take hold of the foot. You get the foot in the crook of the arm and lean towards the foot. And the fingers come up to the ear. You can maybe lock your fingers together, turn the wrist up and away, and then bring your arm to the other side of the head. And push the foot away. Try not to have a big sharp crease in your right arm elbow joint. Open up the pose. Think of a swan's neck. Smooth curve. Break the pose. Pull the heel close to the shoulder, the foot close to the shoulder. Release the foot. Now we're going to turn forward, walk the left foot out a little bit to the edge of the mat more, and then drop. If you have the hips close to the ground, you might be able to roll to the right some hip, and the forearm might come down. Roll back to your left. If your hips are very far away from the ground, you stay on your hands, but keep sinking your seat, your hips down. Think of a cobra pose. When your hips are heavy, the rest of the body will come down more easily. If you're on the forearms, keep on trying to scoot your, and goes if you're on hands, keep scooching your body forward. The longer you extend, the more the body approaches the ground. If you're very flexible, you might be able to come right down onto your belly and your chest. Now, make sure that the knee is not falling away from the shoulder, like this, or falling in as the foot slides out. You want to have your foot over and the knee in the same line. If you can bring your chest down so your shoulders come onto the foot. Those more flexible. If you're flat on the ground, your left arm can come underneath the leg from the outside, over your back and take the bind. Keep the knee close to the shoulder. Look like a lizard just sunning itself on a warm earth. Fix your gaze like a lizard, unblinkingly. Then we're going to come back onto the hands. And now from here, into pigeon. But first, Adho Hanumanasana. Pull his hips back so that the hips are over the back knee, and then rest your belly on your thigh. Try to telescope your chest forward. Imagine trying to get your chest beyond the knee. And actually, let's insert one more pose here. Bring your hips forward. Slide your left heel further forward. Bend the toes under the back foot. Walk hands back alongside the hips. So straight line from the back knee to the front knee. And just pulse a little bit. Those who are more flexible can let you keep pushing the heel forward. Again, be mindfulness of that. Those of you can come right down onto Hanumanasana with your seat down, go ahead. And then if you're right down, you can take your hands up. This pose says anything is possible. Embodies the faith, the courage, and the devotion of Hanuman. Try to think of what you're representing, merge with them. And then from here, now you can lean towards your left, fold the left foot in, so that if you have the flexibility, your foot is on the same line as the knee, and then you just rock from side to side. Try to get the front of the right hip to come down as much as the left hip. Equal weight in both hips. If it's too much, if you're not as flexible, you bring a foot in close to your hip, and you can also sit on a block, place a block underneath the left side of the seat. And from here, you can grab the foot with the right hand and slide the left arm forward, so my chest eventually comes onto your leg, onto the leg. The leg comes close to collarbone. A gesture here of humility, surrender. Tap into the consciousness of the pose. Then come back up. From here, see if you can bring your hands to the left. Your knees on the same line as the hip. Try and get your elbow to the outside of the knee. Your left hand just beside your hip. You can reach over and see if you can grab the wrist and push down into the hands with your left hand. Try not to bend the left elbow, look past your left shoulder. And push the ribs, feel the stretch along the right side of the body from the foot all the way to the shoulder. Pull the left side of the seat back. And from here, release. So coming back here, and from here, option. I'll show you an option to come into an interesting Vasisthasana variation. If you have a lotus easily, you'll be able to do this maybe more easily. Take your left hand around the back, help it forward. If you can, take the big toe with your second finger and your thumb wrapped around it. Then you turn to your left, push into the right hand, right edge of the foot, the outside edge, and lift your hip up off the ground. If it's too much, you can just, from here, either come onto your right knee and slide your left foot back into Vasisthasana like this. And if this is easy, you can take the right foot underneath the left. Lift the hip away from the ground. Now back into the high plank position. Position it this way. And raise the left leg up. Set the foot between the hands. Into a twist. Lower the right knee down to start. Come on up. Right arm up. So actually bring your hand to the hip first. See if you can lift the foot. If you lift the foot and place it down, then chances are it's in the right place. Your leg should look like a box. Toes bent under the back on the back foot. Raise your right arm up and go to the outside of the leg. The armpit staying the outside of the knee. Left hand pushes into your right. Starts at the shoulder, but as you push the left hand down to the right, see how the body comes up. The belly comes higher than the thigh. And continue to see if you can push the center chest towards your thumbs and roll the left shoulder all the way back. Look up. Keep pulling the left hip back, the top of the head forward. If you want to take a bind, push your seat back. Notice how there's more distance now between the back of the calf and the hip, so that your arm has more room to go underneath. Left hand to slide your hand underneath the leg. Left hand goes over the back. Lock the fingers together or hold the wrist, the right wrist to left hand. Hold the breath if you can and take the right knee up off the ground. This again is an option. Do it again according to your abilities. Move with control. Move with grace. Try to get your left shoulder at least on top of the other one. Maybe some you can go a little bit further. Your shoulders at the same height from the ground. Like you're lying on your back. Break the pose. Bring the hands back to the inside of the foot. Push the right foot, right hip up and back. Come to the center of the mat again and come back up. Go to the other side now. Again, you can turn around 180 degrees if you can't see the screen and go to your left. Sorry, go to your right. So nice strong arms here. Be strong and mighty like the warrior. Bring your left arm up to meet the right. Virabhadrasana 1, make the adjustments as you need to so you can turn your hips completely towards the front of the mat. Lift your heel if you need to. Lower the knee, always an option. From here, lower the back knee down and curl the toes, Kapyasana. Take the body further by the hips. Use your arms to telescope your body further out. Raise the chest. Now you can stay here, you can do your swan. You bring your left foot up towards the shoulder. You have to lean towards the shoulder so that it comes close. The fingers close by the ears so that you can take your bind more easily. Bind in front of the head. Lift the wrist, turn the palms away, and then bring your right arm to the outside, the right side of the head. Push the foot away from the shoulder. Become what you believe. Merge as the form. Now pull the foot close to the shoulder. Release the foot into lizard. Move the foot out towards the edge of the mat. And if your hips are close to the ground, you can fall to your left. So you can get your left hip and your left forearm to come down. Roll back to the right. Try to get both sides of the hips even. And then again, keep pulling the torso further out of the hips. Extend your line from the back, the toes all the way to the top of the head. If you're flexible, you can come down onto your belly and then under your chest. If your hips are anchored down, it makes it more easy. And then the right arm, if you're right down, can go over the foot to the outside and underneath the right knee, and onto your back. And you bind the hands together over the back. Keep gazing forward without blinking, just like a lizard. Copy the teacher of a bird. When you imagine where they're at ease, you too will find ease. And coming back onto your hands, into Adho Hanumanasana. Pull your hips back so that they're over the back knee, and then pick up your toes. Rest your body on the front thigh. Your cheek is on the inside of the right shin. I'm trying to get the spine nice and long so you're flexible and get your forearms right down onto the ground. Then if this is too easy, come up, bring your seat forward, like you're doing a equestrian pose, and start to slide your right foot out. Then bring your hands back alongside your shoulders. So back knee to the front knee, get a straight line here. Push through the base of the toes of the back foot and the heel of the front, the base of the toes and the front foot. So you can pulse a little bit, try to get a little bit further down. And if you can go all the way down, go ahead. Hanumanasana. You want to take your arms up? Go ahead, take other variations if you know them. This pose. And this pose become the embodiment of Hanuman. Faithful, courageous, and devoted. And from here, release. Lean to the right, so you can bring the right foot in a little bit more easily. The foot aligns the knee. And then adjust the position of the foot, bring it closer to your left hip if you need to, and then rock from side to side. Get equal weight in both hips. If you can get your foot, your heel on the same line as the knee, then it's a nice hip opener to help you to get your leg behind your head eventually. And then keep holding on to with your left hand on your right foot, and glide the right arm forward if you can, and allow the left arm to join it. Keep on tilting to your left a little bit every once in a while to make sure that you're not too heavy on the right side and not as much on the left side. Keep them both even. Keep reaching forward. Feel as though the hips are made of lead, the rest of the body will follow. We'll want to come down as well. Down from here. Coming back up, take the pose, Vasisthasana. So if you want to try the one with the half lotus, you reach around the right with the right arm. Use the left hand to guide the hand to the foot. Take hold of the big toe if you can with the index finger on the inside, the thumb wrapped on the outside. And then push into your left hand, turn to the right. You have to push into the edge of the foot. Keep your arm fully extended and push your hip away from the ground. Again, if that's not possible, do your modifications as you need to. Left knee on the ground, the right leg extended, and eventually maybe your left foot can cross in behind the right. Keep arms nice and strong. Make sure you're not sagging through the hip or losing your shoulders. Should not be happening here. It's going to feel heavy. You won't be able to hold the pose very long. Push your hip up off the ground, away from the ground. Forward. And come back to plank. And from here, raise your right leg up. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. And step the foot between the hands. Lower the back knee down. Come upright, hands on the hips. See if you can take your right foot up. The heel right underneath the back of the knee. The legs like a box. Left hip over the left knee, and then go with your left arm down to the right. Again, start with your hands at the shoulders, but as you push into your hands, the belly comes higher than the thigh, the center of the chest comes more towards the thumbs. Roll the right shoulder all the way back. Take the right hip back, the head forward. And then here you can take your variations, lean back with your hips, use your right hand to guide the left arm underneath the leg, pull it out underneath, right arm goes over the back, take the bind, lock the fingers, or hold the hands, hold the wrist. Push the right, not the right foot, the left, push the right knee, left knee up off the ground if you can, pull the right shoulder back. From here, break the pose. Here, come back to plank position. Oops. Come down onto your knees. And sit back on your heels, if you can, even between your heels, and then come back. So if you don't have too much flexibility, if you have any issues, you stay up higher. You keep your hands back, but you just try to walk them back as far as you can. Tilt the hips forward, the pelvis forward. Try to get lots of length in your shoulders and your knees. If you have more flexibility, you can sit between your feet maybe, and then come down to forearms, or put your back right on the ground.
Take hold of the opposite elbows if you're on your back, and stretch from the knees all the way up to the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, allow the back body sink into the ground. Feel the belly button falling right to the body. Thighs try to stay together. And then from here, press your hands into your feet. If you're right down on your back, push into your elbows, tuck your chin in, and make your way back up. Now from here, we're going to try Vasisthasana again. If you know variations, you can do some here. So you come back on your left hand, left foot first. Remember, you can start from here and you can stay here the whole time. If you want, you can do the other variations. Come into plank. I like to personally come into downward facing dog, so the hips are already up. Left hand moves towards the right. So you're standing on the left hand, left foot first. Come into side plank and then slide your right toes back. Slide your left foot in. You want to have the foot position so it's about 45 degrees, not 90 to the leg. The toes fall in the same line as your leg, and your inside edge of the foot firmly down so that you have more balance to take the right knee up. Your hip is all the way up. Then you can take your knee, catch the knee, sending up, let's reach the foot. But notice how high my hip is. And the left arm is fully extended, not dropping into the shoulder. And not flat like this, because they won't be able to get very far. Hips are down, you have to push your hip right up. Think of Urdhva Dhanurasana. You want to keep spinning on heel to palm. Other option is come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. So whatever posture you want to do, go ahead. And coming back, spin on left heel to palm, and then spin on your foot, come back to downward facing dog. Try it on the other side now. Right hand comes more towards the left. Turn to Vasisthasana, turn to your left, and then slide your left toes back. Remember, slide the right foot in a little bit. Make sure the foot's not 90 degrees to the leg. Toes about 45 degrees, same angle as the leg. Push your hip all the way forward and up. Imagine trying to get it over your heel almost. And then you have more ability to take your left foot up. And then maybe the foot. Or you can come into Urdhva Dhanurasana if you can. If you have shoulder mobility, turn on heel to palm and bring your feet and your hands beside one another. Imagine your shapeshifter moving between the forms effortlessly. And then going back. Spinning on the right heel to palm, keep your hip up, your arm fully extended. Make your way back into downward facing dog. Now from here, lower the right knee down, swing a foot out towards your left, and bring the left knee in behind it. And then swing the foot out towards the right. So you're sitting between your feet. Do it this way so you can see. Your knees right on top of one another. Okay, so now from here, left arm up. Take hold of the elbow and push it all the way back behind the head. The head comes down the center of the back. Lift your chest. Try not to lift the shoulders at the same time. Don't jam up the neck between your shoulders and the ears. You can stay here if you like. Lean back a little bit, pushing back the heart. If you have mobility, the right arm comes down, the thumb facing down. Then you snake your arm up the back. And you see if you can take hold of your bind, your fingers together. Lift the chest, lean back. Keep the face soft. Know if your eyes are popping out of the head, it might be an indication you're straining too much. Don't go to a place of pain, remember. Think of what you're offering. Line up the elbows one on top of the other. From here, without lifting your seat, come forward, your chin comes over your knee. Maybe you might be able to get the top of the head even to the ground. Try not to lift your sit bones from the ground. Just move your left elbow forward. Coming back up, and
and switch. So you just bring your seat up, your legs stay as they are, but then you walk around, stay on the same spot. Turn towards your left, keep spinning around, walking your hands all the way around you until you're facing forward again, and then your left knee is on top of this time. So you sit again between your feet. Make sure your knees are one on top of the other. Cow face pose. If this is too much, you can either lean towards your right and take your right leg out like this, or just sit with your knees together. Sit on your feet. Okay, so just your legs, your thighs straight. So now from here, the right arm comes up, and use the left hand to guide the elbow further up and back behind the head. You're anchored in place with your with the back of the head. And then, if you like, the left hand comes down, thumb down, and then up the back. Join hands together. Line up the elbows, the head centered in between the elbows. Pushing the back of the heart, lean back. Don't lose your balance. And come forward. The chin comes over your knee. Maybe your right arm comes down. Maybe even you can get the top of the head to the ground in front of the knees. If it doesn't reach, don't worry about it. Just do your best again. Don't get attached to the results. Just do your best. And coming back up. And release. So now the king of the posture is headstand. So if you know how to get into headstand, don't have to wait. Go right ahead into it and find a pose where you're steady. You can take a lotus as well if you have a lotus. If you need a little bit more guidance, there's a few things you can do. So you can start off, if you're very uncomfortable being very far away from the ground, you just bring your forehead in front of your knees and just lift your seat up. Try to get your hips over your knees, and then imagine trying to push the heart right between the shoulder blades. If it's too much pressure in the back of the head, just move your head forward so you're more on the top of the head. And if you want to go a little bit further, perhaps you can use a chair or a wall. I don't have a couch here, but you place your feet against the chair, the legs in the chair or the wall, and then you bring, again, you're sitting in child's pose, your seat on your heels, your elbows are right underneath your elbows. Your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. And don't move, make sure you can hold them easily, then don't move your elbows, move your hands in front, interlace the fingers, and place your head between your palms. Push down into the forearms, bring one foot on a wall or on the seat of the chair, and see if you can get your other leg to go all the way back behind you. So you want to have your leg dangling down. So a lot of times you start off with your leg up, really bend the knee so your foot close to your seat, like a fruit hanging from a tree. And then you push into your forearms, you hold the sides of your head, your hands like a helmet for the head, and maybe pull your toes away from the wall or off the chair, you bend your toes back. And eventually you'll have your feet and the hips on the same line. You place more pressure on your forearms so you don't feel as much pressure on the head. As you feel more able-bodied, you can come into your lotus if you like. As I said, more straight legs, and just focus your attention on the center of the forebrow. Nothing to do, nowhere to go but deeper within, beyond the body, the mind, and emotions. Stay there for a little bit longer. More advanced practitioners, as Dharma Ji says, professionals, you can come down flat on your hands, and then if you have your forearms beside your head, you can see if you can hold your breath and lift your head up off the ground, push into forearms. Breathe your head back down. A little bit easier to split your legs for that one. So one leg forward, one leg back. Again, your legs very bent so your feet are close to the ground.
If you go over, you're close to the ground already. This is not a big deal, you just roll with it. Just bend again. See if you can push in your forearms, lift your head up off the ground. Slowly again to form balance. If you have good control in headstand, maybe this is your way again to form balance by just lifting your head up. Tilt your head forward, look towards your fingers. Good. Now, get ready to come down softly, with control. So you can bring your foot back onto your chair or the wall. Come back down. Rest in child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Relax everything. And then roll your way up. Okay, so from here, let's bring your seat back and come right into Cobra. And then downward facing dog. So just so we have some mats, some room behind us on the mat, we're going to jump forward. Lift the heels, bend the knees. Jump forward, your feet land with where your hands are. Allow your wrists to be loose, your fingers dangling down. Try and get your shoulders back so they're over the hips. And then lift the heels up. And let's see if you can come down. Right on the heels. Okay, so from here, tuck your chin in and roll all the way back. The feet come behind the head. You can support with your hands if your feet don't come down. Cloud pose. So just start here, move your elbows in a little bit closer towards one another. And then from here, raise one leg up towards the ceiling. Get the leg up as high as you can and bring the other foot up. So a nice straight line from the toes all the way to the chin. If you have a lotus, go ahead, bring a foot. You've crossed your legs. Full lotus only, not half lotus. If you can't do full lotus, just keep your legs straight. And then push your hands into your knees, your thighs, and try to get your knees higher than your hips so it doesn't look like cloud pose. So. Stay in a pose. And then from here, if you have a lotus pose, you go into Pindasana. You bring your lotus against your body. If you have a flexibility, you can take your arms around your legs and bind your hands underneath the feet. If you don't have a lotus, come back into flat pose, maybe Karnapidasana. That is with your thighs against your body and your knees on either side of the head. Try to have your seat directly over your shoulders so eventually your knees can come right down on your shoulders. Maybe almost to the ground beside your, on either side of the head. You can also rest your arms on the backs of the legs, backs of the knees. Go inward. Keep going beyond the body, the mind, and the emotions. None of these are you. Those you want can walk your feet over towards your left, so you can get your left knee to the ground beside your shoulder, and your right knee down beside your left knee. And come right back to the center, go to the other side. So you have to lift your left shoulder up off the ground, so you get your right knee down to the ground beside the shoulder, and your left knee comes down. And do roll from one side to the other. Come to the center, push off your right shoulder, and come up to the right. One more time if you like. Push off your left shoulder Bring your knees down to your left shoulder, back to center, and over to the right. Push off your right shoulder and get your right knee down and your left knee down eventually. Back into plow pose. Now from here, take your hands behind the back, the palms down, and slide your legs back down. Keep your legs close to your body as you're coming down, and then when your seat lands on your wrists, ideally your hands are together, the thumb tips and your index fingers together, come down until the legs are halfway down. If you can, keep your legs halfway there, 45 degrees, and then lift your body up off the ground, not your back. Move your elbows closer together, push your chest up, and then from here, if you can, take the top head to the ground. If it's too much, keep your legs up, just bring your legs all the way down, fish pose. Now those of you who want can even take your hands out from underneath, bring your hands in front of your legs and palms together. Again, advanced practitioners. And now, breathe very fast and like a sniffing dog. Wherever your feet are, your legs are, bring your feet down, bring them close to the seat. So either slide them in or you just bend your knees and bring your feet down in front of your seat. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Bring your fingertips on either side of the head, a little bit in front, lift your seat up off the ground, slide your head back and then turn your hands around so your fingers are facing the heels, slightly turned out. If it's too much, come into bridge pose, back head on the ground and tops of the shoulders on the ground. Keep your hips up. Those of you who can, come up off your head, into Urdhva Dhanurasana. So here, rock back and forth a few times. Try to get nice and straight through the arms and legs as much as you can, the mother of all back bends. So really arch your back. Bring your chest forward in front of your arms. Sometimes Dharmaji says, hold the posture until you shake. Practice being formidable. Angry determination. And then from here, one more lift. Push up a little bit higher. Lower the heels down. Lower the head down. Rest on your back. Breathe in. Breathe out, let go of all fatigue instantly, like imagine you're fainting. And now from here, come up to seated position, come up any which way you like. Kurmasana. Slowly bring to open up the feet, either with your, so we'll start here with your heels a little bit towards the edge of the mat, your toes up. Slide your arms underneath and hold the edge of the feet. And just push your elbows out beyond the shins. Try to get your chest down. Those who are flexible, who can get your shoulders lower than your knees, you can bring your hands back, do the full pose. The hands are beside and behind the hips, palms down, and your legs are close to your shoulders. If they come down onto your elbows, it's a little bit uncomfortable. So move your legs in a little bit closer if you need to, if you're doing a full pose. If you have your elbows free, you can take your hands over your back and bind your hands. And try to get your belly down. If your shoulders are quite higher than the knees, just stay in the first position like this. And just work at getting your body to come forward, your head to come forward, so that eventually your shoulders, you have to try to melt. Push your elbows out, keep your chest wide. Now coming back up, from here, hang your legs over the arms, if you like. Your legs are close to your shoulders. You hug. You really push the back of the shoulders against the backs of the knees. Flex your feet.
Now if you roll your weight forward, pressing to your base, your fingers, and finger pads, heels your palms, you might be able to lift your seat up off the ground. So really reach your head forward, lift your seat up, and then maybe if your seat comes up off the ground, you bring your feet up. If this is too much to do from this way, you start standing. Okay, and bring your shoulders in behind your knees. Your hands are down. If you can't do it on your hands, your wrists don't come down, see if you can do it on your knuckles. And then bring your seat down, walk your feet forward. Keep your head level with your hips. And then from here, whoops. So if you go back too far, you'll fall on your seat, of course, so you have to keep your seat up. And from here, walk your toes forward, keep your chest forward, and see if you can raise your toes up off the ground. Okay. I've actually tried on my fists before. And then, as Dharma says, not important, just come back down. Okay, so now we're going to come into back bend. Just give me a second. Well, hopefully that will work still. So now, come onto your belly. Rest your forehead on your hands. Start off with cobra pose. Bring your feet together like the tail of a snake. Either hold the edges of the mat with your shoulders and your elbows in the same line, and then pick up your chest. Drop your shoulders down. Push your chest forward away from the seat. You can always stay here if this is too much. Otherwise, lift your chest up. Bring your head back. And keep on walking your hands closer and closer to your body. Come up to the full height that you can. Imagine how you have a boundless range of motion like a serpent. Coming back down. Rest in child's pose, not child's pose, but forehead on the hand. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, next. Bow pose. Bring your right arm in front. Left foot comes up. Take hold of left foot. Flex your foot and pull the foot up. And keep pulling the foot up. Hold your breath, bend the right leg up, and then see if you can take hold of the foot. It might come up more easily. And then come up. So you might walk a little bit if you want to massage the abdomen. If you pull with your feet, you might be able to come right back onto your thighs. It doesn't matter which height you get to, just do your best. If you're more flexible though, try to pull your legs up higher. Your legs are pulling you up. Look up, you might be able to see your toes eventually. Break the pose. Forehead on the hands. Breathe in. Breathe out. All fatigue. So now, one more. Bring your feet up if you do the same one, or if you want, you can cross your ankles. So you can pull the feet up. And then you can see if you can let go of one hand. Keep your feet really attached together, and then bring one arm up. Off the feet, and reach around, take hold of the feet again. You might need to cross your legs the other way so you can take the other leg up, the other arm, hand up off the feet. A little bit easier, so keep your ankles firmly crossed and bring your other arm up. Take hold of the feet again.
pull up, arch your back, and then your knees back down, relax, breathe in, breathe out. Hands on the shoulders, come up into seated position, a twist here. Ardha Matsyendrasana. If you can, fold your left leg under, the right foot comes onto the outside of the left knee. If you can't get both sides, sit down, either sit on a block or you extend your left leg. And your foot comes the outside of, if your leg is straight, your foot comes the between your knee and your ankle. Right hand behind the back, left arm up, turn to the right. Push your lower back up and in, and see if you can pull the belly away from the thighs. You'll get your abdomen doesn't get crushed by the thigh. Inhale, sit up tall, exhale, turn to the right. If you're doing the full pose, it looks like this. You can even take your left hand down to the heel, pull on the heel. Sometimes it gets you deeper into the twist. Keep your back very straight. And then release, go to the other side. Either left leg fully extended or folded with your heel on the outside of the left hip. Rise the right arm up and bring your arm to the outside of the left thigh. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Use your left arm to prop yourself up. Remind yourself to stay upright and tall. It's not just the eyes that turn, it's the whole torso. So feel the torsion starting from the base of the hips, move all the way up. Visualize the spine rotating around itself. And then the body will turn more. Try to get your chin eventually over your back shoulder. And then break the pose. Lie on the back. Make your way down softly. No big heavy thuds on the ground. And once you're down on the back, relax everything. Imagine all the muscles just dissolved instantly, all the strength just gone from the muscles, all the tension. Shavasana is where the removal of impurities can take place to a greater extent. They exist at all levels. So imagine all the impurities and however they manifest in the body, the mind, and the spirit are being removed. Imagine great beams of light coming into the body, great beams of energy coming in through the skin. So powerful that they just obliterate all those impurities. Just break them all down until there's nothing left of them. Make the body pure, more habitable temple for the highest self within to reside in. Through the offering of the practice, we attract all the benefits. Through the adherence to the ethical rules, yama and niyama, first and foremost, through adherence to ahimsa, it's compassion, not removing the comfort of any being. You attract good karma to yourself. So always stay in a mindset of always trying to act in a way that does not remove the comfort from any being. Do good. Be good. Each and every day, try to do better, be better. Do the best of the best. Be the best of your best.
that you have, share with others. Practice should not be just for yourself. Practice is meant to be a gift, an offering to all beings. And it is done through tapping into your divine self, merging with God who is within, and as a result, since God is present in all beings, you merge with all forms. All your benefits are shared with all beings. Keep that intention firmly ingrained in your heart and mind, and carry it out in your day-to-day life and all your interactions. Practice continues off the mat. So now prepare to sit up, always in a way that is mindful, conscious, reverent, and silent. We'll close the practice with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace within, send it out to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Next week, the class will be on Sunday. So I'm not able to, I have an engagement on Saturday. Hope to see you then. Have a wonderful week. Much love to you. Thank you so much.